Welcome to our second session of Family Cafe for School Teams. In this session, we'll focus on one of the most important aspects of building strong partnerships, communicating with families. Effective communication is the foundation for trust and collaboration, especially when supporting families of children with disabilities. As you can see in the graphic, Family Cafe is built around key principles: creating welcoming spaces, listening to family voices, and fostering professional learning that centers on family concerns. Today, we'll explore strategies that help school teams communicate clearly, respectfully, and in ways that empower families as partners in their child's education. By the end of this session, you'll have practical tools and approaches to strengthen your communication practices and ensure families feel heard and valued. Before we dive into today's session, let's take a moment to reintroduce the Family Cafe team. This group is here to support you and guide us on our work together. We have Monica Dervota, Rachel Evans, Jamar Severa Gonzalez, Heidi Kleinman, Michelle Moore, Colleen Reutebuch, and Sarah Smith. Our team brings unique expertise and strong commitment to strengthening family-school partnerships. We are from University of Cincinnati Systems Development and Improvement Center and University of Texas's Meadows Center for Preventing Educational Risk. Throughout these sessions and the project, feel free to reach out to any of us with questions or ideas. We're excited to continue this journey with you and work together to make communication with families meaningful and effective. In today's session, we're focusing on communicating with families, a critical skill for building trust and ensuring families feel informed and included in decision-making. Let's take a look at the agenda for today in the next slide.
Today, you will need your team's action plan document from Session 1, the planning rubric of 4 types of family-school partnerships, and the Ohio State Guidebook about partnering with families that we discussed in Session 1, all printed in front of you. After our welcome and discussion of today's learning goals, we will reflect upon our team's action planning. The action plan will come up several times in today's session, as we will connect our learning to action steps. Then, using the rubric, you will complete a self-assessment, followed by a group discussion about your school's relationships with families in different domains, where you will identify both areas of strength and areas where improvement is desired. We will discuss key communication strategies using the Ohio State Guidebook. After more reflection, we will discuss common parent emotions within the context of family involvement. We will consider ways our communication can make a difference.
Let's review the outcomes we're aiming for in today's session. By the end of our work together, you will complete the 4 versions of the Family School Partnership Rubric, which will help you to assess and strengthen collaboration between families and schools. Reflect on approaches to family engagement that recognize parents as experts and value their input for all students, with a special focus on students with disabilities. Describe how emotion might play a role in the experiences of families of students with disabilities, and how understanding this can shape communication strategies. These outcomes will guide our discussions and activities today, helping us stay focused on building meaningful partnerships with families.
In our last session, we concluded with team action planning. We'd love to hear from you about any steps your team has taken since our last session. Think about actions you've started, conversations you've had, or plans you've put in motion to strengthen communication and engagement with families. Feel free to share successes, challenges, or even small changes. Every step matters. This is a great opportunity to learn from each other and celebrate progress. Hit pause now to discuss the action steps that you have taken so far with your group. If you are taking this training alone, please journal your responses and share with your team later.
In today's first activity, you will complete a self-evaluation and reflection using a rubric that helps you consider the level of family engagement at your school. Please plan on about 30 to 45 minutes to complete this activity in groups. You should have a handout with this rubric, pictured on this slide in front of you. This assessment is based on the 4 versions of family-school partnerships, adapted from Beyond the Bake Sale, the essential guide to family-school partnerships. As you look over the rubric, you will notice that this rubric depicts 4 different approaches schools typically take when engaging families. The Partnership School. Families and schools work together as true partners, sharing responsibility for student success. The Open Door School. Families are welcome, but engagement is often limited to school-defined activities, such as open houses or regularly scheduled parent-teacher conferences. The Come If We Call School. Families are involved only when the school initiates contact. The Fortress School. There is little to no collaboration, and families may feel excluded from decision-making.
Before we get started with this, it is important to note that most of the time you will see a lot of crossover between categories. For example, in some areas you may find that you are a Come If We Call school, but a partner school in others. For the first part of this activity, you will each do a self-assessment of family engagement practices independently. During the second part of the activity, you will discuss results within your group. Usually, people have different responses to some of these. This is because people work in different areas of the school and district and have different perspectives. Through these discussions, we can often begin to identify what is working well and what needs work. Press pause now to begin an independent self-assessment of the items on the rubric. This will likely take about 10 minutes. When everybody is finished, you can press play again. Please press pause now.
Welcome back. Now that you have completed your initial self-assessment, it is time to compare with your group. Ask your partners how they evaluated each item. Explore why some of your answers were different. Seek concrete examples to bring clarity to the scoring. After you complete the second part of this activity, we will conclude with discussion questions and identify strengths and areas of concern.
Press pause now to engage in this discussion of the rubric.
Welcome back. In this final part of the activity, let's move our evaluation results into action planning with your team. With your group, identify areas of strength that you saw from this activity, as well as potential growth areas. This is your opportunity to reflect on the results from this assessment through the lens of highly mobile families and families of children with disabilities. Please consider the following. What 1 or 2 actions can you commit to adding to your action plan today based on this evaluation activity? How can your Family Cafe coach help you achieve these goals?
Press pause to reflect upon these questions.
Please take a break now if you have not already as needed. Press pause to do so.
Today's focus is on building strong partnerships between schools and families of students with disabilities using effective communication. Families of children with disabilities often navigate complex processes, and collaborative communication is key to ensuring these students receive the support they need. Effective partnerships are built on trust, clear communication, and shared decision-making. When schools and families work together, students benefit from coordinated support and a sense of belonging.
For this next segment of today's session, you will be using the printed resource, Partnering with Families Through Special Education from The Ohio State University. This guide provides research-based strategies for both special and general educators. Today, we're highlighting 2 key strategies directly relating to communication with families. The first key strategy on pages 5 to 6 is to treat parents as experts and value their input. Families know their child best, and their insights are essential for creating effective plans and supports. As you read, use the following notations. Star important points. Write an exclamation mark for ideas you want to think more about, or write a question mark for areas where you need clarification. Please hit pause now to read this strategy on pages 5 to 6 independently. Welcome back. Now let's talk about it. This key strategy talks about the importance of treating parents of children with disabilities as experts of their child. With your groups, consider: what does communication look like when parents are treated like experts? Please press pause to discuss. When parents are treated as experts, their input is actively solicited as the subject matter expert. They are asked for their opinion and input about their child as a valuable member of the team. In communicating, the school team will ask questions like, what are you seeing at home? How do you think this is working for your child? What do you think would work well? Why do you think this isn't working? This type of engagement leads us directly to our next reading.
Our next key strategy that we will read about aligns well to the first strategy of treating parents as experts. Key strategy. Number 3 is located on page 9 of the guide. This strategy says to practice effective reciprocal communication. This means communication should be two-way, respectful, and focused on collaboration rather than simply delivering information. Press pause now to read and annotate.
Welcome back. Now that you have read both strategies, take a moment to reflect on this question. How does two-way communication align with treating parents as experts? Press pause to quickly discuss as a group. Two-way communication conveys respect for the parents as experts because it shows care that you value their opinion, seek their insights, and want to work collaboratively.
When this is not happening, parents do not feel valued or respected. Without two-way communication, parents are not treated like experts or equal decision makers. They are not asked. Instead, they are told. This can result in disengagement or adversarial relationships. Neither are good for children with disabilities or their families. It is important to note that most of the time, when two-way communication is not established and parents are not treated as experts, there was not malicious intent with the school personnel. This often happens when teachers and administrators are very busy and in efficiency mode, rather than being in a collaborative mode. Meaningful two-way communication takes time and intention and can slip through the cracks of well-intended teams. Even if unintentional, a lack of two-way communication is still something that needs to be addressed.
In situations where this has not been occurring previously to the degree it should have been, it is important to take time to rebuild trust. If parents feel like they are not valued in the decision-making process, a negative relationship may already have been established, and the team may not understand why. In these cases, it is important to reflect on previous communications and intentionally reestablish a new dynamic by acknowledging this goal to improve.
What does this look like? It looks like direct communication followed by real action. In a meeting with the parent, the team may say something like, "We have decided as a team that we would like to improve our communication practices with families as our goal for the year. Are there areas where you think we could improve?" Listen and acknowledge what the parent has to say. Even if the parent does not provide input and seems disengaged, the team can still tell parents that they intend on soliciting more constructive feedback from parents and earnestly explain how it benefits children. Then, they need to do just that. By treating parents as experts of their own child, trust can be rebuilt over time.
Schools may wish to lengthen parent meetings to ensure that ample time is provided to allow for two-way communication and meetings are not rushed. For accountability, schools can include prompts and reminders in their record-keeping forms as a reminder in every meeting to welcome two-way communication. New habits can form, and relationships will improve. It is never too late to improve this practice.
Take a few minutes to connect with your team around these two key strategies. Are there areas of improvement needed around these topics? Could this be incorporated into any of your action planning so far, or are any new steps needed? Press pause to discuss with your team. Welcome back. The next topic we will discuss in today's session is welcoming parent involvement. Let's hear straight from a parent. Please note this transcript was taken from an interview with Aubry Girardot from the Vanderbilt Iris Center. This transcript exists within the Iris Center module on meaningful family engagement to provide parent insight into the value on getting involved. This voice is not her own, but the words are. Please listen.
My daughter was in an inclusion classroom the last 2 years, so she was able to spend a majority of her day in a general education setting. And both of those years, I was able to volunteer for one of the roles that they had for parents so that I could be a little bit more involved. And anytime there were parties or opportunities for parents to come help, like shop in the book fair with their kids, I could be there for that. So a couple of different ways for me to be involved. I'm fortunate in that I can be at her school as often as the opportunity arises. The struggle is that she is not as independent if I'm there. So I have to balance my desire to be present in her school with the question, is that really what's best for her and her ability to go about her day? I think if they encouraged parents of special needs, kids to get involved in the PTA or PTO and tell them your voice could be heard, you can make changes that would benefit your child in addition to the rest of the kids. That would also probably be helpful. Just find a way for families to mix and mingle with parents of non-disabled children in the school setting, just so everybody can see each other and be more aware of each other. One other thing, they probably would have to get permission from parents, but maybe feature the special needs students on social media like they do all the other kids. So if they'll say, Miss So-and-so's class had a great time making artwork today, do that also with these classes. Just some parents are oblivious really to, oh, there's a special needs setting in the school. I didn't know that. And it's no fault of theirs. They just weren't aware. Maybe just have more of a presence in the school community.
This parent reflected on the importance of families of students with disabilities getting involved in schools. Now let's reflect upon your own school. Are parents of students with disabilities involved in the greater school community? If not, what kinds of communication might be necessary to welcome their involvement? Press pause to discuss with your team.
Welcome back. It can go either way, but sometimes families of children with disabilities are not as actively involved in the greater school community because they do not know they can be and how their involvement can make a positive difference in the school, as this parent discussed. In our next slides, let's take a look at why that may be from an emotional perspective. Parents of children with disabilities often experience emotions that can impact their thoughts and actions due to increased stress. However, these parents have unique insights and strengths that are often a true gift to any school community due to their experiences. It is important for schools to recognize this.
When families learn that their child has a disability, They often experience a range of emotions. These reactions are normal and can significantly influence how families engage with schools and the special education process. This chart outlines common tough emotions and examples of how parents might display them. Denial. A parent may deny that their child has a disability. Anxiety. Parents may experience dramatic changes in attitudes, values, or routines. Fear. Parents may feel protective and worry about what their child can or cannot do. Depression. Feelings of sadness, hopelessness, or uncontrollable tears may occur. Guilt. Parents may blame themselves for the disability or the situation. Anger. Parents may express anger toward others or act out in frustration. Parents of children with disabilities often demonstrate incredible resilience. While families may experience challenges and strong emotions when navigating a child's disability, there are also many positive experiences that can emerge. These experiences often include increasing their ability to love and accept differences, which strengthens empathy and understanding. Strengthening family ties as families come together to support their child. Gaining a greater sense of pride in their child's accomplishments, celebrating progress and milestones. Learning more about disabilities and advocacy roles. Becoming informed and empowered partners. Becoming more patient, understanding, and tolerant, which benefits all relationships. Learning to enjoy the little things in life, appreciating moments that matter most.
Recognizing these positives, as well as recognizing the range of emotions parents may be experiencing, helps us frame conversations with families in a way that acknowledges both challenges and growth. Parents of students with disabilities can have a tremendously positive impact on school culture, as the parent speaker acknowledged. It can be hard to get involved initially, but getting involved in school culture can be a very positive outlet for parents that are dealing with negative emotions, including feelings of helplessness, anxiety, fear, and guilt. One way to encourage parents to get involved is to directly invite involvement. Share opportunities directly with parents. Do not expect parents of students with disabilities to view mass emails sent to the whole school as opportunities to get involved. Send personalized emails directly to parents. Tell them about opportunities in person.
Sometimes it doesn't occur to parents of students with disabilities that they are just as welcome. They have a lot that they can contribute. Tell them that. Involvement feels like empowerment, which is something parents of children with disabilities often need. Highly mobile families may feel even more reluctant to get involved due to frequent moving, but getting involved can help acclimate to the new environment. Sometimes they do not see the benefits for their family or for the greater school community. Extend the invitation, explain why their voice matters, and provide real opportunities for parents to get involved.
Let's consider the important role that parent involvement can play on increasing family engagement for families of students with disabilities. Communication is a powerful proactive tool that can really make a difference with family engagement that you should consider with your team's action planning. Before we conclude with team planning, let's recap today's learning and next steps.
Today we covered a lot. You completed a self-assessment about how your school partners with families and reflected on the results as a team. We discussed effective communication between schools and families of students with disabilities. You have identified both strengths and areas where improvement can grow. For the remainder of your time, please return to the action planning document. Review, revise, and continue building your team's action plan. Remember, we are available during office hours to support your goals.
Thank you for attending this training session on communicating with families. Please complete the evaluation before leaving today.